team as a Raiders fan, like especially as a new era Raiders fan, that you just hate and you don't even know why you necessarily hate them unless you like really dig up your history and then you'll know why you hate them. But essentially, if you're a Raider fan, you sign on to both admire and hate the Steelers simultaneously. Got through that. Well, yes, the Raiders, of course, do the Raider thing and fire their GM after the third win of the season. Why, you may ask? Number of reasons.
Game of Thrones reasons.
Mainly the fact that only 9 of McKenzie's 50 picks
actually turned out to be good.
Are actually on the team still. And if you break that down even more, probably maybe only like 20 of them are actually like good players. No,
Nico Autry has 8 sacks.
And here's the thing. I feel like McKenzie doesn't get enough credit for the amount of late round guys he finds and a lot of the solid starters and pros and good backups he's found.
He's found a lot.
Because he misses on those middle rounds.
He misses through 1 through 5.
Second through 4.
1 through 5 is terrible for him.
One's okay. One's a crapshoot.
DJ Hayden.
DJ Hayden
over DeAndre. I have the notebook memorized.
DJ Hayden was definitely a bust, but that whole class,
Xavier Rhodes.
That whole class was a bust.
Nah, Xavier Rhodes.
If you look at that class, that was one of the worst classes ever. That was one of the worst draft classes ever. Outside of like the few people you're naming, the top 10 was horrible.
The later rounds were good though. Starless,
the top 10 was horrible.
Yeah, but he was what, the 12th overall pick that year?
Deion Jordan went 3. They traded back, so they could have got Deion Jordan, nasty. And it would have been even worse. Let's keep that. Let's keep that in context.
Hayden at 12.
But the point
they passed
is,
on Le'Veon Bell in that draft.
The point is, number one's been hit or miss. He got Khalil Mack, he got Amari Cooper, but he missed on DJ Hayden. Carl Joseph's a wash, and
could have got Quan O'Neal,
Cole Miller. We don't know who to attribute that to, but either way, point is, first round's hit or miss.
Derwin James though.
Second round, he's terrible in. He's
awful.
The worst.
God awful.
Round. He sucks at the second round.
He passed on Deion Jones.
Third,
he passed on Le'Veon Bell.
He should really not draft in the second round ever.
He passed on. Just pick a guy who's an All-Pro. He passed on Danielle Hunter in the later rounds.
Rounds 3 through 4, he's just as
3
bad.
3 through 5 is terrible because it's usually a linebacker.
But he makes up for it in the 6th and 7th round and undrafted. That's
not
like
always,
his bread and butter.
Not always, though. But if you're a GM, if you're passing on dudes who are like David Johnson, you're passing on guys who've been All-Pros, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, even besides all of that,
his draft record is horrible.
The real reason why Reggie McKenzie got fired, and this is from Mark Davis via multiple reporters, is that essentially it goes back to the tradings of Khalil Mack and now, yes, Amari Cooper, which, by the way, to go on a tangent, Amari Cooper gave me 44 FanDuel points this week. For those of you who said Amari Cooper's a bum, you're a fucking bum, and I'm your oxygen. That's all I got to say. Don't ever tell me Amari Cooper sucks. You suck. You suck at being a media consumer. Shut your ass up. Sit there, eat your shitty stuffing on Thanksgiving, and watch that man Amari Cooper go to work. That's all I got to say. Anyways, back to the Raiders. Yeah, Reggie McKenzie traded Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears because he thought they would be the worst teams compared to the 49ers, which, by the way, the 49ers have the number 1 pick. And by the way, I think the Jets were also in there, and the Jets have what, like the
third or fourth?
Yeah, something like that.
The Cardinals are in there too.
So pretty much, he sent them to the Bears, made them into the playoffs, and now
gave them a second-round pick,
and gave them a second-round pick. So now that number 1 pick,
remember when he said he's terrible with second-round picks? He said, "Let me just give it away."
Yeah. So essentially, all he got was a number 20 pick and a pick next year for Khalil Mack
and some Pringles.
So that was part 1. And part 2 is Amari Cooper, who he also only got a first-round pick, and now he's balling out and essentially saving the whole Cowboys' whole season. Yes, BS3 Sports, you're welcome, dog. Anyways, point is, you too, Woo, you're welcome. Like my dad said, you better call him and thank him for saving your season.
Cowboys fans are never allowed to talk trash to Raiders fans.
We saved your season.
Get punched in the face. Get punched in
Jason
the face.
Garrett better send Reggie McKenzie a fruit basket for
a muffin basket with fruit in it. With fruitcake in it.
Saving his job.
Deep fried fruitcake.
And some good eggnog, not grocery store eggnog.
Some top of the line stuff, like right out the factory.
Point is, Reggie McKenzie somewhat botched those trades. Well, no, he botched those trades. My whole thing on it, though, is this. Did Mark Davis just watch football outside of the Raiders for the first time this week and woke up and was like, hey, Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper are doing good this year? Like, yeah.
Did he think Khalil Mack was Lance Johnstone?
Like, bro.
Did you think Amari Cooper was Jerry Porter?
Bro, we've been saying that those trades were trash since they went down, and it took you all the way to week 13.
And apparently, like, he wanted a report saying that they were originally going to give, they're offering a 2020 first-round pick.
Yeah.
And that's what Cooper came out and said. That's when Dallas called. But, hey, I'm just glad Amari Cooper is being shown to be the elite receiver that he is. And I still stand by the fact that if he played in Pittsburgh's offense and has got as many targets as Antonio Brown, if you gave Amari Cooper 143 catches, okay, we're gonna lie. So are you telling me? Okay, cool. Even though when Amari Cooper and Antonio Brown came out of college, one guy was a surefire pick, and one dude, well, we know what Antonio Brown's draft analysis was, but we also know what Amari Cooper's was.
I'm gonna tag
Amari Cooper was
I'm gonna
faster
tag Antonio Brown in this on Instagram.
But he would have
gonna
to
come out here.
He would have to be honest with you and say Amari Cooper was better than him coming out of college.
No, for sure he was
1,000%. And Amari Cooper contributed instantly coming out of college.
And the plot
Antonio Brown almost didn't even make the roster. I'm pretty sure if Amari Cooper was allowed to return punts and kicks, he'd do that too. So yeah, if you
I think he would too if he didn't muff it.
Nah, okay, he'll kick return. He'll be better at kick returning.
But yeah, man,
and punt returning.
The plot thickens with the whole Raiders shit because pretty much it came out that not only Reggie kicked and screamed at the Mac trade, but he ultimately pulled the trigger. And with the Amari trade,
made him shoot his puppy in the face.
And with the Amari trade,
after he named it,
it actually wasn't John Gruden who made the green light. It was actually Mark Davis. Because guess what? Mark Davis
is Palpatine.
Mark Davis hates Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper's agent, and therefore also hates, I think, Ed Oliver's agent. He just signed Ed Oliver too. I think he signed Nick. Did he sign Nick Bosa? No, I don't think he did.
He signed Nick Bosa.
Yeah, so pretty much the Raiders might get shut out the first round just based off of this one agent. Yeah, they might have to trade back. We're about to see what happens when that clock strikes zero and the Raiders don't have a big number 1 at number 3.
They're gonna pull a Baltimore Ravens and not pick. I think it was a team years ago in the first round where they didn't pick, and then Randy Moss ended up going to the Vikings. I forget what team it was in '98, but they forgot to. It might have been the Chiefs. They forgot to pick. Yeah, shout out to Michael. How your Chiefs doing? They're a wild card. They're a wild card team now. Life's looking up, huh? Life's not looking so good, is it? With no defense, Anthony Hitchens not looking so great, is he? I can't even name their other middle linebacker. Oh, Reggie Ragland. Yeah.
Ragdoll Ragland.
He couldn't cover me on a slant.
Yeah, but on the Raiders, man, so Reggie McKenzie's out. The Raiders are being kind of a whole.
By the way,
the Raiders are being shady about the whole GM situation. They haven't actually announced if they're going to hire a new GM. They're just saying front office role. So they're probably going to hire a VP or someone Bruce like Allen. That. Yeah, people have been saying Bruce Allen.
They're pretty much gonna pick someone who
they said Bill Polian. Pretty much anyone that has old NFL boys club ties.
And who thinks Lamar Jackson is only good to be a receiver? Shout out to old white dudes who never played the position but swear a black man can't be a QB or be the smartest guy on the field.
Shout out to journalists who use freakish athlete, who use freakish as an adjective to describe an athlete who's more than likely black.
Yeah, in the state of like
Which,
Utah,
by the way,
Utah and other places.
well, I wasn't
California.
going to go that specific.
No,
but
bro.
even though, overall, just in general, on that same note, stop describing athletes as freakish. And I know we've done it too before.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
but Jadeveon
there's
Clowney
nothing-
is a freakish human being.
there's nothing freakish about these athletes who are putting in all this work in their nutrition, their mental health, their speed training, their weightlifting, literally putting hours, sacrificing time where they could be fucking around as kids trying to get strong. There's nothing freakish about that. Yes, they're given God-given talents that most people wish they had, especially white journalists who've never played the game. But that doesn't make them freaks because they're developing that talent and using it.
Yeah.
So, fuck off. Man, I got some shit to say today.
It's nice. Me being the calm one. Like, it's nice. I enjoy it.
But yeah, man, back to the Raiders shit. Raiders are shitty as fuck. We already knew that. We haven't even got to the relocation element of that.
Yeah, they're
But
getting
before
sued.
we get to that, I just want to say this in Reggie McKenzie's eulogy.
Should I just play Boys to Men?
Nah. But yeah, pretty much,
I was going to do it, too.
this is what I will give Reggie McKenzie credit for.
Salary cap hell.
He got us out of salary cap hell. Got rid of your boy Tom Kelly.
Lamar Woodley.
Well, that was on the negative side. We'll get to the negative side. We're starting with love and ending with hate. Yeah, he got us out of salary cap hell. He brought the Raiders into the modern era, updated a lot of their facilities, got them a new practice squad, stuff like that.
Got free agents to actually want to come here.
Bruce Irwin, Kalichi Osemele, Rodney Hudson,
Yep.
marquee guys who wouldn't come in here before they were considering because of the Raiders.
He flipped the guy from the Chiefs to the Raiders.
Yeah. And as I alluded to before, he found some late round guys who are still playing in the league. Danico Autry,
8 sacks.
Stacy McGee,
Siobhan Hester played for the Eagles.
Benson Moyoa is still in the league.
Seth Roberts.
DJ Hayden's still in the league.
Does Bryce Butler count? Was Bryce Butler?
Yeah,
under
Bryce
him?
Butler's still in the league.
Was he under that regime though?
I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was.
He was a
Yeah,
seventh
San
round
Diego
pick.
State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
By way of USC.
Yeah.
He was still trash at San Diego State.
Damn, that's why you always secretly liked Bryce Butler. Makes sense now.
He was a 5-star
'Cause
receiver out of
usually-
Georgia, went to USC. They never threw him the ball. They only, like Mike Barkley, he only focused on like 1 or 2 receivers. Thus birthed that Lane Kiffin bubble screen offense. Because Ronald Johnson was there for a minute. Shout out to Ronald Johnson, the receiver. If people remember him out of USC, went to the Niners and then, flamed out. But hey, it is what it is.
And then
And
is
then
there anything else good that I'm missing about Reggie McKenzie?
he drafted Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper and
Derek Carr in the
Gabe
second
Jackson.
round,
Yeah,
and Gabe Jackson in the third round.
Um,
He gave us his twin brother gave us those hilarious memes of him falling asleep at the combine.
'tis true.
There were Reggie Fridays back in the day when he always made his signings on
He
Fridays.
didn't draft his son.
He didn't draft his son. Did Deshaun Jackson hype back in the day?
They almost he was in the running off for Deshaun Jackson the contract. And
Hashtag DJax to Oakland.
And even though sadly I always knew he wasn't going to make it to Vegas, and I've said this numerous times on the record that he wasn't going to make it to Vegas, and he was their scapegoat. He's their sacrifice. He's Gamora.
Oh. And from everything I've seen on Twitter, pretty much anyone who runs into him says he's actually pretty nice.
He made the
Cool,
Raiders
approachable guy.
palatable. He made the Raiders respectable on a business sense again. Before him, you didn't trust the coaches.
And he was
you
drafted
didn't
by the Raiders. Don't
Yeah.
forget that. Groomed in the Green Bay front office, but drafted by the Raiders.
Thank God for that. But he didn't. That's the thing. Before John Gruden came along, and before
He had a
Mark
plan.
before Mark Davis decided to get more involved with the franchise, good or bad, it was Reggie cleaning up everything, cleaning up the culture, all that. And can you name who was the GM before him? Can you name all the head coaches before him, like Dennis Allen and other people? Can you really think of the Raiders before.
As long as
Reggie
we don't
got
get
there.
that ugly ass broadcaster who used to be the Detroit Lions GM, I'm good.
That's fucked up. Matt Millen's sick and dying. Bro. He's like 70. He's sick and dying. You're going.
I'm
now.
sorry. I didn't know that. My bad.
He's in really bad.